Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about some Icosa news again and some numbers. Let's jump right into it. Here, of course, is the Icosa project, the Icosa contract that we have been talking about. I am particularly interested in this Icosa staking pool, and I have been monitoring the returns so far for this pool. I will get into those numbers very shortly, but I do want to emphasize again why I care about this pool. Every single pool within this Icosa contract, the Icosa staking pool gives you a Icosa return. The Hedron staking pool gives you a Icosa return. The We Are All the SA gives you a Icosa return. And then if you scroll down below to the HSI buyback, you give your hex basically to this HSI buyback in return again for Icosa. Why do you want Icosa? And why do you want to put it in this pool? You want it so that you can get Hedron. As I see it, Hedron is a huge motivator for this whole Icosa addition to the Hedron contract itself. So to me, monitoring the numbers and basically making sure specifically that people are using this HSI buyback and in return giving a yield to Hedron, because the Hedron yield that shows up here comes directly from the Hedron given to this contract. So these numbers are very related to each other and they matter. This function needs to be called long-term, in my opinion, for the health of Hedron and Icosa. But I see the incentive, the desire to have Icosa actually, it is tied to the health of Hedron itself. But let's just go ahead and look at the numbers. What do we see so far? This is the Icosa pool and the Icosa return. You can see the return in Icosa in the Icosa pool is slowly going down, the same with all the other pools. But so far, this is totally dandy and fine. I see no problems with any of this. The average return in Icosa has been 0.62%. Let's talk about Hedron. As I have been saying, Hedron I consider relatively important, and the returns that we get for our Icosa are something that's going to incentivize people to want Icosa. So what are these returns? You can see a fairly massive decline from the first to the second day. This is expected, and it is also why I was posting videos before Icosa launched, trying to get people in early, because I expected a relative downward trend in both of these pools. I can say, by the way, I think it's worth noting that especially for this Icosa pool, this decline will not always be the case. When we have what I'm coining the term the big HSI days, where almost 4,000 HSIs are coming back to the Hedron project, and a bunch of Hedron will be burned, and all of that burned Hedron will come back as Icosa. And I guarantee, I don't know how much lower the return will be before those days, but relative to the days leading up to that, this will give a better return in Icosa during that time. So for what it's worth, this trend will not always go down. And anyway, there are some numbers for you. Let's get back and finish Hedron. So yesterday's return in Hedron was 3.65%, which I think is great. The average daily return is 6.55%, and this is all good and dandy. So let's get into some actual news. I found out from Diamond Hands YouTube channel today some pretty interesting news. Let me make this bigger. So he found out, this is again Diamond Hands YouTube channel. He found out that there is a function, a hidden function within the Icosa contract that allows someone to input Hedron, basically give and burn their Hedron, and when that happens, it will get turned back into Icosa in all three of these pools. And I think that is really interesting for a number of reasons. One of them being that in the Hedron project when it was first created, and even now there were hidden functions. There are hidden functions, and people were speculating what are these hidden functions for at the time. Well, Alex had built those functions into Hedron, basically thinking and looking forward to building Icosa. And of course, those functions are now very well used through the Icosa project. So there is a history within Alex's projects of hidden functions that no one knows exactly what they're for, and then them coming out in the future as a special use case. And here we are again with this particular function, and I appreciate Diamond Hands for bringing that news to us. And now, since I found out about it and I found it interesting, I'm sharing with you guys. Anyway, another day in the Icosa project, trying to keep this video short. I think my video yesterday was pretty long. So keep up the good work, you guys. Glad to have you go along in this journey with me in this project. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.